And why do you think it's important for Christians to speak on it more? Do you think it's talked about enough?
The college culture. I think so many young women are afraid of offending each other. You know, it's all women love women, girls love girls, or this or that until you're pro-life or you're pro-conservative or you go against the norms that you learn in college and you've learned throughout most of your school experiences. And so I feel like women are friends with women who are pro-choice, and sometimes they're because we're women and we're emotional, we like to have our feelings kind of overtake logic, and we would rather keep a friendship than try and fight for truth.
I think to piggyback off of what Amber said, lots of Christians have been manipulated by this concept. Ali Stuckey calls it toxic empathy, where we have a wrong understanding of what love is and what it looks like to love someone. And so I think by first and foremost understanding what love is according to God, then we can figure out how to love His people well, and that includes the unborn.
I would say it's not, it's a God issue. And so God issues have become politicized. You can't claim to follow Christ, in my opinion, and not care about the things he cares about. And I think human life is the most important issue. It's how everything came into existence. It's how Christ, our Savior, came into this world. And people would say the pregnancy of Christ was unplanned to Mary, but was always planned from the beginning of time. And I think that just shows how it's beautiful how Christ can come down in human form in such a vulnerable state, to show the humanity of unborn children. In fact, the first person to rejoice over Jesus was an unborn child. And I think that is, and recognize him in the womb. And I think that is the most powerful thing, that shows Christians everywhere that unborn children have humanity, and we should be protecting every single human being, but especially those in the most vulnerable state. So if they're too clouded and in their judgment and like to say, oh, that issue's too political, well, then I would be saying, well, Jesus himself was a very controversial and political man based off of what he pushed for and advocated for here on earth. And if we're going to follow him, we have to understand that we're going to be persecuted no matter what, even if we don't end up talking about certain issues. But I do think we are called as Christians and followers of Christ to fight for the things he cares about. So I would say think about it more like a God issue, not so much as a political issue, but know that they are related nowadays.
What are your guys' thoughts?